Wow, wow, wow. We finally get the announcement that Rolly Romero has been elevated to the Super WBA welterweight champion of the world. And Shakram Gayazov and Jack Catterall are fighting for the WBA regular welterweight title. Even though we've been knowing since March 30th that this was all going down. Let's clarify something here, ladies and gentlemen. I don't understand why the news is barely coming out today. Maybe today it was official. But we've been knowing that Jack Catterall and Shakram Giyazov were fighting for the WBA regular welterweight title. We've been knowing about the pressure and the petition that Shakram Giyazov's team was getting ready to hand to the WBA because they've been waiting long enough. Long enough. Shakram Giyazov, who's facing Jack Catterall, was absolutely wrong in this situation. Now, I know he's probably happy about it because he can call himself now the WBA welterweight champion of the world. But the dude was mandated to fight against Rolly Romero, and Rolly Romero did everything he could to avoid this man. Literally. And what happens? The dude gets rewarded. He becomes the super welterweight champion. What does that even mean? What does that even mean? You're telling me. Look, we've been knowing that this kind of stuff goes down in the sport of boxing, but it's one of the most just fan-crushing things about the sport of boxing. It's a hard enough sport to keep up with in the first place for casual fans. Of course, us, the 4-bout era sanctioning bodies, plus you got the IBO and all these other freaking sanctioning bodies and all these other new organizations that are coming in. We can handle it. But from an OG perspective, coming from the 2-bout to the 3-bout to the 4-bout era, they're like, bro. And for casual fans looking within the sport, it's hard to keep up with. The 4 main sanctioning bodies have completely different rankings. You've got 4 different champions in one weight class. The WBA in 2021 made an announcement, and I thought they were changing these rules. I know that was in 2021, and obviously there's been other times and situations where we've seen this happen. But once again, the WBA making the sport of boxing look like a goddamn joke, straight up. How can there be 2 welterweight champions at the same time? How? You don't really know who's the champion. You don't. Y'all remember when Vasily Lomachenko was fighting against Teofimo Lopez, supposed to be for the undisputed titles, but then the WBC comes out and decides to make Vasily Lomachenko the franchise champion? And Devin Haney becomes the full WBC champion, gets reinstated. They pull things like this, and all of a sudden, now you got 2 champions in the goddamn same weight class. They've got to fight each other. Bruh, Rolly Romero at this point had avoided this dude, and now can't find a fight. It's been a year. Shakram Giyazov is about to become the WBA welterweight champion of the world if he's able to beat Jack Catterall. If he doesn't, Eddie Hearn has already came out and said, well, if he doesn't and Jack Catterall, my fighter, becomes a champion, guess what? He'll be mandated to fight against Rolly Romero. And y'all know Eddie Hearn is finna work for that fight, especially for Jack Catterall to be able to get his fighter an opportunity like that, right? So, with him not being able to get a fight, with Gayazov and Catterall going down, any one of these dudes can call themselves the welterweight champion of the world. And I'm not going to look at them like they ain't. Rolly is inactive. Rolly been calling everybody a duck. but has avoided the fighter who might just become a champion in his goddamn weight class and has called him scared. Bro, at this point, I don't care to see Raleigh with any other fighter. With Ryan Garcia or any other of these dudes. Devin Haney, I don't care, bro. I want to see Raleigh get that fight with Shakram Giyazov, even if y'all feel like he could beat him for a fact. What's going down is absolutely ridiculous. And now you're going to, because you decided to avoid this fight, the WBA didn't press the issue. They don't want to. They decided, what are we going to do? What do we do? Oh, I know what. Let's just upgrade Raleigh to super champion, and let's give Shakram Giyazov the title fight against Jack Catterall. And everybody's happy. What the hell type of stuff is that, bro? For reals. It's absolutely diabolical, and it's one of the most sport-ruining things in all of sports. The WBA in 2021 deleted the gold bout. We're talking about deleting interim bouts and plan on stopping the super and regular champion titles reigning in one division at the same time because it causes confusion. And now they do all this. Why? Because they just don't want to press the issue. They would rather have two champions. Why? Because they can get money from both fighters, paying two separate sanctioning fees for two different bouts in the same goddamn division. That is why people be looking at Zuffa boxing and their idea, not the fighters that are in it right now, but the idea of what they want to see. That's why it's easy to relate to it. Because of moves like this. And let me tell you something. I think there's a reason for all this. The WBA and all these sanctioning buddies want the most money that they can get. What if Shakram Giyazov beats Raleigh Romero and Giyazov's not a big name, or, you know, the money is just not there or something? And they feel like, oh, well, if this dude fights somebody and we don't even know, a voluntary defense or something, what type of amount of sanctioning fee are we going to get paid? 3% of what? 3% of $20,000? 3% of $100K? Nah. They'd rather want Raleigh Romero as their actual full world champion. So instead of ruining everything, they decide, hey, let's double dip. Let's keep everybody happy, and at the same time, we win at the end of it. It's absolutely diabolical, bro. I didn't think I was going to have to hit on this subject because we've been knowing about this since March 30th, and I already gave my opinion. The day that we found out, we said, wow, how is the WBA going to allow this to happen? How did Raleigh Romero see this? And he's cool with it. He don't give a how. The dude's calling him scared. My goodness, bro. My goodness. Raleigh, where you at, bro? If you ain't going to fight a longer-weighted mandatory fighter, then set up a goddamn fight. Tell PBC to lower my pay and give my opponent more money. Because our deals aren't enough. They ain't enough. We're not locking in fights. It's not lucrative enough for Ryan Garcia or Devin Haney or any of these dudes to invest in this fight when there's bigger opportunities out there than fighting a guy like Raleigh Romero. Let me know what you guys think, though. I'm out.